Hello and welcome to the Team Talk here on Hibs TV. Just 2 points separates Hibernian FC and Motherwell in the William Hill Premiership table. And today there's a huge opportunity and incentive for David Gray and his players to leapfrog Motherwell in that league table. I'm delighted to be joined today by Yogi John Hughes. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm doing fine. Looking forward to the game. Really
Yeah.
am. It should be a cracker. All to play for. You know, if we beat them, we leapfrog them in the league. So hopefully that'll be the case.
Yeah, when you're on a run of form that we've been on, that fantastic winter period, you come into a game like today full of optimism in terms of being in the stands and a fan, but also the players they can't wait probably to get out on the pitch today.
Yeah, 100%. And we've got competition for places. The players that off late have no found themselves in the team are coming on, are scoring goals, they're doing the job. Competition for places. Hibs are in a right good place. So this will be a real test for us. You know, Motherwell plays this style of football. As me as a coach, I like to see, I think it will suit Hibs. I think they'll be expansive, and I think Hibs will score a few goals here today.
Fantastic. I hope you're right on that.
I really do, Adam. I think Hibs, I might be wrong, and you know, if I am wrong, I'll put my hand up to it, but I just think that the way Motherwell play and the way Hibs play, I just think it's a perfect match for Hibs, and I think Hibs will score 3 or 4 goals today.
Especially with the vein of form that we've been in of late as well, I suppose, in terms of going forwards. Recently we've had obviously Kieran Bowie and Martin Boyle out, both missed the Kilmarnock game, but then Ellie Youan stepping up to the plate and bags a brace. I suppose there's goals throughout the team.
Yeah, and Johan's one I want to talk about, and a message to the supporters. He needs loved. I'm just telling you, as a coach and a manager, when you're in the dressing room, there's 1 or 2 that you need to put an arm around and make him feel as the king of the castle. And if you do that with Johan, with the supporters, and get behind him, then he is a match winner. And he showed that in the last couple of games. He's got goals in him, he's unpredictable, he's got that kind of stuff that no defender wants, where he'll go at you, he might lose it and he'll go at you. And I've played with many a player in my time, I've got that in their game. Usually they're the ones that win you the match. So, you know, all credit to them, and it's up to us as supporters to get behind them and put up with 1 or 2 mistakes, but he's trying hard, you know, and if we get the best of him, we've got a right good player there.
Well, let's stick on Ellie then, because he is a real maverick, I suppose, from a defender's point of view.
That's the word, yeah.
He must be a nightmare to defend against.
Listen, I'm sitting watching him in the stand and I'm listening and oh, pass it, do this, do and he's got the head down and he's doing step overs and he's running at defenders. Me being a defender, I'm saying to myself, I don't want that. He plays on the shoulder, he's got pace. I want the strikers that play in front of you so you can see him in the ball. He's always on the move, on the shoulder, can come short. He's got an array of skills in his game, and he scores goals and makes goals. You know, it was his, I think it was when he cut it across for collegiate, he scored it and he tapped it in, so he's definitely got that. But as you say, we've got Bowie, Martin Boyle, who's the mainstay of the front line. Competition for places, great position to be in for the manager David Gray.
Yeah, the thing is with Ellie as well, he's had to bide his time this season and try and force his way into the team. Obviously there's been injuries which has allowed him to have a chance, but then he has really taken it.
I don't know if he's brought a wee bit on himself, you know, just being listening to the fans and hearing them talking and all that and stuff. And as you say, you know, I've seen players that have lacked confidence, and it looks like they're not trying. I've been like, trust me, every player goes out there to be their best, and if we get behind them, we've got a real match winner there. And sometimes it's the rapport that you've got with the supporters. You know, if you know you're loved, you just want to put on that Hibs jersey and go out there and give them everything that you've got. And it's getting to the stage, it's coming like that. You know, I'm just seeing him, he's got a spring in his step, and I'm hoping for now to the end of the season we get the best out of him. Listen, there's been speculation that he's been leaving many a time. That will not help him. He seems to be settled here, and as long as he's training hard and a good teammate, then, you know, he's a good player to have on the pitch.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw him down at HTC yesterday, just briefly in the corridor, and I was like, "You all right, Ellie?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm just loving being back on the pitch."
Smiling, was he?
That's
smiling?
the biggest thing. He was smiling. I said to him, I was like, "What do you think tomorrow?" He was like, "I'm going to score." There you go. That's that confidence.
And
that
the
flows
thing
through.
about it is, as you're a coach and a manager, your attention to detail when you're walking about and you're speaking to players, you're seeing their body language, you're seeing the way they train, they see, you know, they've got that energy in about them, and you say, right, it's his time, go and game it. And on the back of 2 goals, you know, you say on you go. It'll be a brave manager if you've got to leave him out, but a great dilemma to have for David Gray.
Absolutely. Well, he scored 2 goals against Kilmarnock last weekend. Let's have a quick look back at that victory now.
Old shot to Hoyle to the back post.
Oh, yes.
That's a great finish. What a good header. Ellie Ewan is at the back post. And a lovely delivery. Ewan just nods the ball back up over Toby Olwayemi into the back of the net. And with just 4 and a bit minutes on the clock, Hibs have the lead. That's exactly the start. David Gray, a couple of yards in from the touchline. Hibs in with the right foot. It's a good delivery. Oof. Awkward bounce all the way edge of the penalty area. And Jamie McGrath didn't quite catch it right. Ellie Ewan knocks it back across goal. There's a chance here for Hibs, but it's not. Megwa does well. Looks at the shooting opportunity. Gets a shot away. No real.
Little curl into the far corner.
Barlasser back to Ewan. Oh, that's lovely. Ellie Ewan's got a chance here. Oh, he's has it again. Ewan scuffs his shot. Oh, and long ball forward. Ellie Ewan is in here. He's one-on-one with Olwayemi. Slots it past the keeper and slots it past the post as well. And this near side now for Thompson. Put into the Hibs area. There's a chance here. Still a chance. It's forced home. Kelly have the equaliser. And it's been coming, I have to say. Been a positive start to the second half from the home side, and they're rewarded with an equaliser. Chance now for Josh Mulligan to drive forward. Driving forward, yes, he's caught there. That's got to be a booking. Robbie Dees had 2 or 3 goes at him there. And just as Josh Mulligan's about to pull the trigger, he gets fouled right on the edge of the area. Oof. That was a terrific save from Olwayemi, because Dan Barlasser absolutely hammered that goal towards top corner. Second man. Hibs now driving forward again. It's great play, shooting opportunity, good stop again. And it's forced home though by Ellie Ewan. Hibs have a second. This time, despite the stop by Olwayemi, the ball rebounds into the path of the mercurial Frenchman, who slots it home. Hanley does well. Barlasser also does well. Hibs man down again.
Red.
Oh, it's a straight red card.
Oh, Jesus. What happened there?
David Watson, is it?
I didn't even see what happened.
No, I didn't see that either. But
it didn't look too bad.
Well, the referee's chase now here between McGrath. He's inside the area. He's caught. That's surely a penalty. Yeah, penalty given.
Penalty. Brilliant.
Yeah, and it's a yellow card for the Kilmarnock defender. I think it's McGrath, right-footed. Slots it home comfortably. Killy 1, Hibs 3.
Lovely.
That should put it to bed, despite the 6 additional minutes that are about to be added. Comfortably rolled home by Jamie McGrath.
Well, Yogi, we were just watching the highlights back there from the Kilmarnock game. You said in today's match against Motherwell, you feel like we'll score a lot of goals. I suppose when you watch back the amount of chances that we had, especially in the first half against Kilmarnock, that gives you all the confidence that you need. Yeah,
certainly. That is 100% correct. And when you see that, you know, we should have scored a few more goals than at Kilmarnock. It's always a difficult place to go on the plastic down there, you know. So all credit to the boys. I think they're playing with a real confidence after the win in the Edinburgh Derby. And we'll have to be at our best today to beat Motherwell. But looking back at the Kilmarnock game, you know, there was, you know, we're talking about Johan, the chances he had, he's linking it up, he's hitting shots with his left foot, he scores a goal in the back post with a header, he's one-on-one going through the goalkeeper, and he scores, he picks 1 or 2 past the post where you say he should have scored. That's the kind of player he is. But he's in there, you know, scoring goals and creating chances, and all credit to him. You know, he seems to, as you say, got the bit between the teeth, and all credit to him. Hopefully if he plays today, he gets a few goals.
And I suppose that victory against Kilmarnock as well also shows the squad depth that David Gray has available to him. Kieran Bowie missing, Martin Boyle missing, 3 players at the African Cup of Nations, injuries, kind of an illness throughout the squad as well.
And as you say, and if you look at it, for me, Big Grant Hanley's been the one. He's
phenomenal,
been,
hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. I was doing an interview last week when he was walking past, and I says to him, "You've got an awful habit of the ball just hitting you on the head, in the box." And I done it myself. It was like a magnet. You just know where to be, position yourself, get there. And he's vastly experienced where he's played, and he's bringing that to Hibs. Real good, solid defender. And even if you're a player in that dressing room, you're turning around and you're seeing a Grant Hanley in your team, Scotland International, you're saying to yourself, we've got a chance. We've got a chance. He's a man, he's a proper man, knows how the game should be played. And and he's got players round about him that are just sort of looking at that and saying, well, come on, if that's the standards that you're setting, then I'm up to these standards. And all credit to him, Josh Mulligan in midfield's probably the best midfielder in Scotland at this moment in time. I says it last time I was on Hibs TV, it reminds me of young Scott Brown, the way he gets about the pitch, got their legs, can run with the ball. I'd like to see him add more goals to his game, but that'll come. And all credit to them, every one of them, they're all playing their part right at this moment in time.
And I suppose as we've kind of gone through this show already, you can see the spine of the team there, can't you? Rafa Salinger's been excellent since he came in as kind of number one this season. Grant Hanley, Josh Mulligan, and then a plethora of strikers to choose from.
If you speak to any manager, if you're building a team, you build it right through the spine. And if you look at it, we're talking about Grant Hanley, Josh Mulligan, Bowie, there's a real physicality in there as well. So Hibs don't get messed about.
Yeah.
I actually says last time on Hibs TV, I felt them, it's about time we started scoring for set pieces. We've got a right good physicality. I'm talking about free kicks into the box, corners into the box. Let's go and get on the end of one of them. Hopefully that might be the case today, but all credit to them. Even when we're strong through the middle, we're good at going down the sides as well.
Yep.
And the 5 at the back frees up Boyle. He's not restricted just to playing on that right wing. He's now got the freedom of the whole top half of the pitch to go and run into, and that's when he's at his best. So all credit to David Gray for seeing that, recognising that, and hopefully today we can put it all together and get the victory.
Absolutely. Well, let's look at our opponents then, Motherwell. They've been excellent this year, and rightly so. A lot of plaudits from pundits and journalists. What do you, or firstly, how impressed have you been with them?
Well, first and foremost, about 2 months ago, I was listening to something, I don't know where it was, and somebody says, if Motherwell get beat today, they're in the bottom 2 months. It just shows you, the narrative that people
how it can
uses
change.
And how it can change.
Yeah.
In terms of playing football, absolutely fantastic football team. It's how football should be played. I hear it, everybody, in Scotland we get a bigger cheer for a tackle, and rightly so, that's the way we see it, and you get stuck in, but, if we play 2 or 3 passes and we play them across the back, you're wanting the other team to jump, so when they jump you go between the lines, and you have to understand that. That's what Motherwell's all about. That's what foreign coaches bring to the Scottish game. Saying that, when you're doing that, I've done it, that's the style of football I like to play. You leave yourself wide open and you're expansive, very expansive. That's how I think Hibs, on the turnover, that's how I think we'll get at them and score goals, and that's why I'm saying 3 or 4 goals today. And every time I put a prediction in, I've not been too far away.
I hope you're right then
so
today.
I better be right today, or I'll look a right trumpet.
Throughout the year, I think they've only lost 3 league games. Both or 2 of those were against the Old Firm. I think the other was against Falkirk, if my memory serves me right. They will be difficult to beat as well, even though they do kind of, I suppose, play that expansive football.
Yeah, 100%. I think David will have to make sure in the first 10-15 minutes he might have to tweak 1 or 2 things just to go and match up, because I've got a sneaky feeling that Motherwell will come here and they'll change his shape a wee bit just to throw the spanner in the works, so Hibs have not known what's coming. And all credit to them, as you say, what a record the results that they've got. If you're in that dressing room, do you know what to put that right? If you're a Hibs player, you know what you're up against. Motherwell's riding high. We've got all that European Christmas and New Year's done. We've got the European football that we had last year. We've want to get in again because it's brilliant. And you're saying to yourself, there'll be leaders in that dressing room that'll say, this is today's the day. Let's stay in the present. Let's go and take care of Motherwell. They're flying high. We'll give them all the credit and all the respect they deserve. Let's just go and make sure that we go and do the business today.
Absolutely. Well, last time we played Motherwell at Easter Road, it was a fantastic performance by David Gray's team. Let's just take a quick look back at that one.
Into the Motherwell penalty area, drives the ball in towards goal. It's knocked in by Martin Boyle. Wilson's let that one run across him. Nectar Triantis nicks it away, drives into the penalty area, shoots and scores. Nectar Triantis. Hibs 2, Motherwell 0. Steps up right-footed and scores. Once again, thundered straight down the middle by Martin Boyle.
Well, obviously, Yogi, that was a fantastic day here at Easter Road, but Motherwell are very different then to what they are now. You mentioned just before we were watching those highlights, you'd expect Motherwell to tweak a few things. They certainly did that at Fir Park when we met them earlier in the year. They obviously ran out 2-0 winners in that. We were down to 10 men. There was like a crazy 15-minute period within that first half. I suppose you expect them to do something similar to that.
Yeah, certainly. I still expect them to try and dominate the ball, and play their shot, quick passing. But it's up to Hibs. We need to make sure that we get our press right. We're no diving in there and leaving spaces in behind. And Hibs are great at the turnover. When we turn it over, we get right on the front foot. We can get into Boyle. We can get into Bowie, who links it up. We've got runners off like Mulligan. Josh Campbell will get beyond the strikers. So there's plenty of good things that Hibs have got. But the most important thing is it's about Hibs. There's a revenge here. The last time that we played Motherwell turned us over at their place. So there's a revenge here. And it's about what Hibs do. You always give the opposition all the respect they deserve. As I say, the first 10-15 minutes you'll be looking and say, right, okay, are they doing what we think they're doing? Right, okay, that's what we worked on. Right, let's go and match up, win your one-on-one duels, and let's go and take the game to them. And I think, the way Hibs are a little bit different from Motherwell. Hibs can play some good football, but Hibs have got a little bit of chaos in their game. A little bit. They're no, at times, you'll see Hanley taking out, banging a long one up to Bowie. Bowie will go and fight for it. We'll get up on the second balls. The wingers will get down the sides and we'll put in early crosses, or it'll get laid back and there's no messing about. Bowie knows it's coming in, it's getting whipped in. And there's nothing the matter with that. Every good time's got that wee bit chaos where you can mix it up. And I just think we're in for a great game today. And honestly, I'll take 1-0.
Yeah, 100%.
I would take 1-0, but I've just got a sneaky feeling that Motherwell are coming here. They'll be riding high. There'll be a big, beautiful pitch, and they'll be saying, "Let's go and show them what football's all about." Hibs will be saying, "We know what's coming. Bring it on. We'll counteract it. What we'll do is we'll get in there, we'll turn it over, and we'll go and break on you."
I was going to say, how important is that in-game management? Because the game at Fir Park, David Gray came out after, he said that was very unlike us. It was slow on the ball, passive in certain areas. We know that David Gray's side isn't that at all. I suppose the players, that message will be drilled into the players that, look, if you do that again against Motherwell, they will beat you. You have to be at your A game. Yeah,
100%. That will be the message. I don't think David will have to say too much. I've got the impression in that dressing room there'll be a leader group. And the leader group will be saying that, the way, even building up to the game, the way people are conducting themselves, the way they're training, they're not training right, that leader group will be right into them. And it's just up to David and his coaching staff tactically get it spot on. How you press, do we go as one? If we're all going, do we go together? How high do we press? Do we leave them on it? And I think you might get that. I think we might you'll see us holding our line just round about halfway line, just a little bit deeper, let Motherwell have it. let them try and play through the lines, turn it over, and we're at them.
And bang, yeah.
And we're at them. And when we do that, we're good usually. You know, on that counter, we're good, and we're going to go and score goals. Hopefully that'll be the case. Listen, we might be here about the game,
Yeah.
but it might be the worst game that we've had for the season. As long as Hibs win 1-0.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we'll go to a quick break now then, but make sure you stay with us because we'll be hearing from Junior Hoylett and from our head coach, David Gray, too. We'll see you shortly.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Hello and welcome back to Hibs TV as we continue to build up to today's game here at Easter Road against Motherwell. Let's hear now from Junior Hoylett then. He's been excellent of late and loves a goal against the Well as well.
We've been playing well and sometimes unlucky with results, but now to get 3 wins in a row and really give us confidence looking into this weekend's game is something that we was looking forward to all seasons, especially to get that big win at home against Hearts. Really gave us confidence and momentum going into the following 2 games.
When you look at the league table, it's quite rare, I guess, in the Scottish Premiership for the teams in kind of 4th, 5th to be so close to the teams up in 1st and 2nd. How big an opportunity is that? How close this is, and how a lot of teams are able to get a result against anyone on the day this year?
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of good teams and everybody's putting in performances, and we just have to focus on ourselves and take each game as it comes and build that way and just focus on the next game, and that's the only thing we could do, try to catch the team in front of us.
Well, Yogi, we just heard from Junior Hoylett just then. It really shows the depth that we have in the squad, someone of his ability, his ability to come and affect games and start games and put in good performances, but also as an experienced head in the group, I'm sure that's invaluable.
Yeah, he'll probably be one of your leaders with the experiences he's had in football. And even when you're sitting watching the game and he's not in the starting 11, when you see him warming up, you're saying, oh, because you can see the quality player that he is and has been. I would love to have seen him as a young kid. I have to say he's one of my favourites up here at Easter Road. And I wish he could be here or a few years younger, but real talented footballer. You know, he's got a goal in him, he links it up, he knows where to be, and it's just the experience of what he's had, you know, in his career, and he's now doing it at Hibs. And he comes across, you know, the word on the street is he's a fantastic professional and a right good lad, and that's invaluable in a dressing room.
Yeah, he spends a lot of time with Rudy Milotnikov as well, obviously a young up-and-coming player here at Hibs. Again, for Rudy to be with someone that's played the amount of international football in the English Premier League like Junior has, that's again invaluable.
Yep, and Rudy has to recognise that what is the information that he's getting and the experience of working alongside these guys, it's probably the best. All these young kids think, oh, it's all something different somewhere else. It's no. What you're getting at Hibs and the players that you're playing with is at the top. So you grab that experience, and what you're trying to do is, if I was a young Rudy, I would try to knock him off his pedestal.
Yep.
And I'm quite sure Junior would embrace that, saying, come on, I want you to know, because I'm quite sure, knowing the character it is, he's wanting the best for anybody in that dressing room.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hear now then from our head coach, David Gray, who looked ahead to today's game. Dave, we've got Motherwell this weekend, but you've had a full week on the grass to prepare for this one, probably something that's felt quite unusual recently.
Yes, I think it's been still a challenging week though, if you think about the weather and some of the challenges with that. Picked up a few bumps and bruises within the 3 games last week as well. But all in all, been a positive week, and then by the end of the week we've got players back onto the grass as well, so that's been quite important. So all in all, it's been a good week, and I think the players are feeling good about themselves, and rightly so, because of our form at the minute, and because of what lies ahead. A brilliant opportunity to play against the team directly above us, something I've spoke a lot about trying to catch that team in front of us, something that worked really well for us in the past, and you've got an opportunity to do that this weekend at a game where a sellout crowd at Easter Road, so it's got all the makings of a brilliant game, and one the players are certainly looking forward to.
Yeah, like you say, you spoke a lot last season about catching that team in front, but also about momentum. How important is the momentum that we've picked up over the Christmas period going to be coming into Saturday?
Yeah, it's huge. It's to give us a really good platform now, and put us in a real strong position. I know I spoke a lot about, especially straight after the Dundee United game, the importance of that point as long as you're going back and up, and I think I'm delighted we were able to go and do that. There's still a lot of football to be played. I think it's going to get still really tight, as you can see, but we're in a very good position now because of the level of performance, and more importantly the consistency of results, and that's something that eluded us a little bit inconsistent in terms of that result, but certainly put ourselves in a really good position now. A home tie coming up, an opportunity to keep moving forward and build on that momentum. Motherwell
then, we had a difficult result against them earlier on this season. What do you want to see from your players this time out against them?
Yeah, that was I think everything that could have went wrong in that first half, or especially that 15-minute period, certainly did on the night. It was really unlike us as well. It wasn't something we've seen coming, and I think that's something I was very quick to speak to the players about when we're preparing for this one, which is making sure that we approach the game the way we want to play the game, and we know that if we do things properly, we're a very good side, and I think that's been a big focus, because I think on that night, on that occasion, was very unlike ourselves in terms of the way we played. Too slow, too passive, and I think that's something that is unlike us, and I think we need to make sure that we remember why we've been successful, and when we are successful, what we look like and what good looks like. So I think that's something that I want to see right for the first minute, and the players are aware of that. We've worked on that this week, we spoke about it this week, but it's got all the makings of a brilliant game when you think, and the opportunities there and the incentives clearly there for the players.
Yeah, and you've touched upon this, but obviously a sold-out crowd at Easter Road with the Football for a Fiver initiative. How important will that backing be on Saturday in what's a big game?
Hugely important. I think it's fantastic. It's so well supported as well, especially the time of year, straight after Christmas, and the cost of living at this time of year. So I think it's fantastic, and it'll be very well received for the players. We'll respond well to a sellout at Easter Road. There's been a few of them already this season. It's a fantastic place to play when the crowd get right behind us, and I'm sure they will be right for the first minute, but the players obviously need to start the game in the right way, on the front foot, and use that to their advantage, and if we can do that, I think we can obviously have an enjoyable day. Difficult game against a good opposition, but all the incentive we need is the opportunity to try and go above the team that we're playing against this weekend.
Just finally then, in terms of team news, team selection, how are we looking?
Yeah, as I said, there's a few bumps and bruises. Third game in a week, AstroTurf, and then even this week's been a bit stop-start in terms of the weather, so we're having to buy AstroTurf this week as well. So there's a few players have been sort of wrapped in cotton wool a little bit, maybe restricted a little bit of training minutes. But so Jack Iredale and Canayo both came off in the Kilmarnock game, but have trained this week with no reaction, so that's positive. Obviously international players are back as well, but all at different stages, so that's something we're just monitoring as well. Obviously Jordan managed to get on at the weekend, so he's obviously trained this week as well, which is positive. The ones that are definitely out, so Martin Boyle, this game will come too soon, Nicky Cadden too soon, and Josh Campbell is the one that's going to be out a wee bit longer, so he's probably the end of the month. The positive news would be that obviously we've had the results on Nicky and Boyle, both will miss this game, but I'm expecting them to be back into training early part of next week. This game just comes too soon, unfortunately for them, but in terms of when you see somebody pull up with a muscle, you're always thinking worst case, so I think that can be as positive as it can be. But all in all, apart from that, we're in a good place and the players are looking forward to the game now.
Fantastic. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Well, we heard from David Gray just then, and one point that he really pressed upon was the fact that today's game is football for a fiver. Easter Road will be sold out. How much of a difference, firstly, do you think that could make on the game today?
Yeah, totally. It's the fans have certainly played their part over the last few seasons. You know, they've seen this stadium's far removed for the time I was at Easter Road. It's getting better and better. You know, the stuff behind the scenes. It's all on the front foot to make this club one of the best in Scotland. And then that falls over onto the pitch, you know, and the fans are feeling that. They're certainly playing their part. The fans have always got a massive part to play in. Coming to Easter Road, there's always a great atmosphere. You know, we're one of the clubs in Scotland that most teams in Scotland link coming to Easter Road. That could be a problem, but we've turned this into a fortress. And hopefully today, you know, we can go and take part in a right good football match, but just show everybody in Scotland our intent to make sure that, you know, our intent to try and get in that European spot again, you know, and get as far up the league as we can.
Absolutely, and I suppose from a kind of club and supporters perspective, supporters knowing that the club's made the tickets £5 in what is an expensive time of year. There's a lot of football
Is that
over
what
there.
they've done? Is that
yeah,
what,
£5 tickets today.
Unbelievable. It doesn't surprise me. That's one thing about the ownership of the football club. They've put their money where their mouth is. You know, they want to, you know, that football experience. They want to bring it here. And you know, as you say, I'm doing ambassador stuff, and the people I'm meeting, they get well looked after.
Yeah.
So all credit to them. And once again, what a gesture this time of the year when people are struggling. You know, just coming off of Christmas and New Year, we're so grateful for it, and well done to them.
Yeah, absolutely, and well said. Just finally then, Yogi, you said there'll be goals today. We were looking at the kind of previous meetings earlier between the two sides as well. Let's end on your magnificent score prediction.
I'll go for Hibs to win 3-1.
Fantastic.
And before we go, this is your last home game, isn't it?
It is my last home game today,
right,
yes.
So on behalf of everyone involved in Hibs, I'd like to wish you all the best. Okay.
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate that.
It's been a pleasure.
No, thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching and listening at home as well. Let's hope that it's a fantastic last game for me here at Easter Road and Yogi's score prediction comes true. Thank you again.